Hey guys, welcome. Today I want to explore the question that some of us have. Why do I sometimes feel a dark presence or experience a dark dimension at psychedelic electronic music festivals? I know how much fun electronic music festivals can be. Sometimes it can feel like the most spiritual breakthrough anyone could have. Weekends flowing with ecstasy, intense music, strange psychedelic experiences and revelations. Besides all this, there can be tons of fascinating conversations and genuine connection with beautiful and amazing people. But then sometimes out of the blue, things can shift and you can have these glimpses into a dark dimension that seem to be operating just behind the curtain of reality. It might be just a subtle, nuanced feeling, or it could be that you have experienced something more than that. I believe that we are engaged in a spiritual war that is with an enemy not of human origin. Whether we are aware of it or not, our decisions do have eternal significance. My intention of this exploration is simply to help hone your capacity for spiritual discernment and to deepen your own perception abilities. If you party at festivals, you already know that drugs are a main thing when it comes to festies. And many of you already know these drugs open you up to the spirit world. Shamans and witch doctors have been using psychedelic substances to open themselves to the spirit realm for thousands of years. So when we take certain drugs at festivals or at a club, we are opening ourselves to the spirit realm, whether for good or for bad. You are opening yourself and can sometimes see things operating around you that were before hidden. This video is for those few who, after attending festivals, began to discern a dark realm or presence invisibly operating in the background. A sense that you couldn't quite put your finger on, and a feeling that you couldn't quite explain, but in those moments you felt spiritually unsafe somehow, like your soul was in danger. This video is for those few who have experienced the depths of the transformative festival scene, but are beginning to question and feel like you're being deceived, not by humans, but by something dark yet spiritual on a deep and psychedelic level. First, to introduce myself. My name is Cole Harrison, and I live in Northern California in the Redwoods, about an hour from San Francisco. Among other things, I'm an artist, electronic music producer, and have a rich history of psychedelic and festival-related experiences. Along my personal journey, I've opened myself to many things, some good and some experiences that were very poisonous to my soul. I hope to shed some light today on some of these strange and bizarre topics. So what do I mean when I say experiencing a dark dimension or a dark feeling? First, I'll describe some of my personal experiences. And keep in mind, this is a very difficult experience to simply put words to. The experiences that you may have had could have been just a quick glimpse, lasting for the briefest of moments. Or you might have endured a long, sustained bad trip within this dimension. Maybe you can relate to everything, or maybe just one or two descriptions will ring true for you. When I first started to experience these dark realms at raves and at clubs, and while taking various psychedelic cocktails, there became a shift in the atmosphere. And all of a sudden, I was seeing things operating behind the curtain, within the psychic realm and between people. Some hidden realm that felt non-human or beyond human that I subtly perceived was almost inviting me to partake in something that didn't quite feel right. Something slightly sinister operating between the lines. And something that my rational mind could not explain and had no words for. Sometimes the music would seem to unveil and unmask into something that felt slightly evil yet hyper-intelligent, like a dark and hyper-dimensional being was being channeled. I would look out into the dance floor and sensed an evil system operating between the lines that felt ancient and ominous. It felt like some kind of cosmic rebellion was at play. And when I say rebellion, I'm not necessarily talking about rebellion against society's rules, but rebellion against something deeper. Something cosmic and spiritual. And this sounds really trippy, but like non-human, godlike alien beings in the psychic realm or spiritual realm were inviting us to join them in something that was cosmically wrong somehow. But they seemed to entice the offer with this promise of some kind of godlike eternal existence, of lustful earth energy, and to be part of a rebellious alien god club or something. There was this promise of godlike knowledge and elitism into some kind of invisible secret society. It felt like I was being offered an invitation, and the act of letting my guard down and letting go into the lustful sorcery of the party was the initiation to join. But through all this, my conscience warned me of danger. That to let go into the experience was somehow going against my conscience. I felt spiritually unsafe, and it felt like the two parties, my conscience and this dark but intelligent entity or dimension, were warring for my soul. And again, what I've just described was very descriptive. However, actually experiencing it can sometimes be more subtle, like impressions that have no words. Now I know many of you watching this are probably thinking, this guy is completely delusional. That's okay, this video is not for you. Then there are a few of you who are watching this that are thinking, oh wow, I know exactly what he's talking about, but I've never been able to talk about my experiences with anyone. Brothers and sisters, this video is for you. Let me go deeper still with another experience I've had. On occasion, the dark presence would get so strong that the friends around me would begin to channel demonic words that felt as if they were directed at my soul. There seemed to be a psychic cooperation between the speakers that felt somehow sinister, and I felt pressured to join in what felt like an initiation agreement. This can be very unsettling or even terrifying because not only are they speaking with actual words, but because of the psychedelic drugs, everyone is also communicating on a psychic level. This feels extremely vulnerable to your soul, and you feel like your mind is laid bare. This encounter always feels unholy somehow, and if you resist in your mind or heart, there will be a reaction of mockery and pride or arrogance, and there's always a feeling of unease. In part 2 of this video series, we will discuss what the origins of these dark dimensions are, and why they manifest so often at psychedelic dance festivals. Follow me to part 2 of this series by the link below.